Most of the people listening to me right now are probably, in their 20s, maybe 30s. So that means that most of you were born in the 90s. If that's insane. Or after that's incredible. Anyway, 80s, 90s, whatever. For you, bottled water is just like, yeah, that's normal. I'm 54. I was born in 1962. I never saw bottled water till I was probably in college in the early 80s. And that was Perrier. And that was just for, Perrier, you'd order Perrier the way some dipshit orders Cristal now. It's just to show off and be a fucking blowhard. It wasn't, the water was fine. Tap water was fine. New York City has some of the cleanest tap water in the world, but that's where you saw the Perrier and the fine restaurants. And, oh, yes, I'm having French water. It was flown in just yesterday from the springs in southern France, where the blah, blah, blah. That was the first bottled water I ever saw. And then you just saw it take off. Now, why did it take off? The water was still clean. Still to this day, the tap water's cleaner in many places. I don't know. America, now there's a problem with lead and cities lying about the water. But in those days, the water was pretty clean coming out of the tap. That was before the Republicans gutted all the environmental protections and the testing and all that. So things were being tested. Things were clean. It was okay. And you could drink water from the fucking hose, as I did all my childhood. I love drinking water from the hose. It's just spraying it in my face like a fucking horse. That's great. But then the bottled water thing took off. And now you people, you youngsters out there, to you, bottled water's normal. And you're probably not comfortable drinking out of the tap, depending where you grew up and where you live. You don't know what you're missing. I think about when I was a little kid in Western Pennsylvania, I used to go out with my friends and we'd catch frogs all the time in these streams in the woods near my house. Oh, it's frogs everywhere. There are all these frogs. Now there are fucking no frogs. The frogs are gone. They all died. Because the frogs are mixed metaphor here. Frogs are the canaries in the coal mine. Because they're amphibious, because all these chemicals enter through their skin when there are toxins in the water and when shit starts to get poison, the amphibians are the first to go. So frog populations in North America and actually in most of the world have collapsed in the last 30 years. So little kids now running through those same woods, they don't see any frogs, but they don't miss them because they never saw the frogs. Shifting baseline. It's a shifting baseline theory, it's called. So you grow up and you look around and you say, this is the way, this is the sort of normal state of things. And then as you get older, you look back and say, oh, it's changed. It used to be better. But I remember, in my case, all the frogs. But somebody who's 30 years older than me might say, yeah, but you don't remember the deer and the bears. And someone older than him would say, yeah, and you don't remember the fucking mountain lions that used to go around in those woods. And someone older than him would say, yeah, and before the fucking white people got here, there were buffalo. There were forest buffalo all over eastern United States. That's true. So the baseline of what's considered normal keeps shifting with each generation. And the condition you're born into is very quickly assumed to be the normal baseline condition.